Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Mike with EvolveINK, and today we're going to be diving into a topic that is critical to anybody that has ink: tattoo aftercare. Whether you're a seasoned tattoo enthusiast or going to get your first piece, understanding the best way of healing your tattoo is essential. In today's video, we're going to be comparing two popular aftercare methods, one being traditional healing versus using a product like Sanoderm to heal your tattoos. I have a lot of experience healing my tattoos using both of these methods, so I'm excited to share my insight with you, as well go over like a little step-by-step on how both of these methods are done to heal your tattoos, and also giving you the pros and cons of each tattooing method of healing, just to, kind of find out which one is best for you. By the end of this video, the goal is to give you the information to make sure you heal your tattoos up vibrant and just perfect, as well as to find the best type of healing process for you. So whether you're team traditional or team second skin, you're not going to want to miss this. First, let's go over the traditional way of healing tattoos. Now, this is most popular and well known because it's been around for so long. And to be honest with you, this is how I healed majority of my tattoos that I have on my body. Now, a few things you'll need to heal your tattoos using this method is unscented antibacterial soap, Aquaphor, brand new paper towels, and unscented lotion. So now let's say you have all your products and you just got your tattoo done, you're just leaving the shop. The tattoo artist should have wrapped your tattoo with a clear wrap just to protect it until you go and get home. Now, once you go and get home, you don't really want to take off the wrap right away. You want to leave it on there just for a little bit. Now, I would say about a half hour, and then you could end up removing that wrap. Your tattoo might end up being a little like plasmy. It's going to feel a little bit, like almost like a sunburn, but you realistically want to make sure you're airing that tattoo out for about an hour. That's what I do. And it's just to make sure that the tattoo and the skin around it kind of just settles down and not like, putting any type of ointment or irritating it anymore. At least not yet. Once your tattoo's been resting for about an hour, what I like to do is grab my antibacterial soap, my paper towels, and my Aquaphor and go to the bathroom. Now, the first thing that is a must when it comes to healing and cleaning your tattoo is to make sure you're starting off with washed hands, clean hands. Use your antibacterial soap, wash your hands thoroughly for about 30 seconds, and then you could end up wetting your tattoo with some lukewarm water. You don't want to use any cold water or any hot water because it can end up irritating the tattoo, but you want to use lukewarm. Take your antibacterial soap, suds up your hands, and then gently massage the tattoo, removing any type of blood and plasma that might still be on that tattoo. It's really important to be removing that with this type of healing method. Once you washed your tattoo with the antibacterial soap, then you can end up rinsing off your tattoo with cold water. Not only is it going to soothe the tattoo, but it's also going to really close up those pores, trapping the ink into the skin better. But you don't want to directly put the tattoo underneath the sink. Now, don't do that. What you want to do is cup the water in your hands and then gently go over that tattooed area, just so you're not totally submerging that tattoo, when you're washing it. Then you want to go and grab some brand new paper towels. Make sure you're drying that tattoo off completely, and then applying like an ointment like Aquaphor or A&D or whatever the case may be, whatever product you like on your tattoo as a healing ointment. But not too much. You don't want to clog your pores. So just put a little thin, light layer over the whole tattoo. And you want to continue this process for about the first 2 to 3 days after you got your tattoo done. Now, around day 4, day 5, you really want to stop using that Aquaphor or whatever type of healing ointment you're using, because that could be a little bit too thick for this stage of the process, because your tattoo is going to start peeling. So what you should do is continue washing your tattoo about 3 times a day, but switching from Aquaphor to an unscented body lotion to moisturize that tattoo. Now, I recommend washing and moisturizing 3 times a day. 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and 1 during midday somewhere. And you want to continue doing this until the tattoo is completely healed. And your tattoo is completely healed because of the fact that there's no more flakes or, it's just your normal healed skin. Now, that's the traditional way of healing your tattoos. And I want to go over some of the pros that I think from using this type of method. And I was really thinking about this, and the only pro that I could think about using this tattoo healing method is the fact that it's proven. I never had any problems with it. Nobody, realistically, if they do everything properly, has any type of problems healing their tattoos this way. I mean, it's proven, it's been around for centuries, and this is the most popular way of healing tattoos. But in my opinion, the cons kind of outweigh the pros in this type of healing method. One thing that I hate is the fact that I feel like tattoos using this method, they take forever to heal. They take a lot longer. Now, I know everybody heals differently and at different speeds. Different parts of the body will heal differently and at different speeds. But I just feel like this way of healing, it just takes so much longer than, say, the Sanaderm or second skin way of healing. Another con with the traditional way of healing is that I feel like it is not ideal for anybody that is like in construction or works outside, because you know, your tattoo is vulnerable and it's not going to be covered by anything during this time. And another con that I always hated with the traditional way of healing tattoos is the fact that since you need to wash it throughout your day about 3 times, you have to carry like all these products with you like while you're at work or when you're out and about, because you need to wash your tattoo 3 times a day. So you're carrying around a bag of all these different products, and it could just be a real hassle. Now let's talk about second skin products and how you could go about using those to heal your tattoos. Now, if you're somebody that's been living under a rock and doesn't know what second skin products are, it's pretty much a adhesive bandage that goes over your tattoo, protecting it while it heals. There are many different types of second skin products out there, but the one that is the most popular and the one that I use is Sanaderm. Now for me, at this time, I will say using second skin is my preferred way of healing my tattoos. But with that said, I do things a little bit differently. Now the products you need for this type of healing is of course a second skin product. I use Sanaderm. A all natural tattoo moisturizer. I use Evolve Tattoo Balm, as well as some antibacterial soap and some Aquaphor. A lot of times artists will either give you a second skin product to apply yourself, or they will apply it right then at the tattoo shop. I'm not a real big fan of this, you know, when they end up applying it for you, because of the fact that after you get done a tattoo, your body is going to be producing the most plasma, as well as producing a lot of like blood. You might be bleeding from the process. And a lot of times it could cause complications if a lot of that blood and plasma gets built up underneath of the second skin. So I always like to apply the second skin later on, after my tattoo calms down and chills out a little bit. And this was instructions from my tattoo artist and kind of like me adding a little bit of my knowledge into the whole healing process. So once you get your tattoo done, I recommend going home, they'll wrap it up, removing the wrap when you get home, and just like with the traditional method, allowing your tattoo to air out for about an hour. And just like the traditional method, I will end up washing my tattoo with the lukewarm water, washing it with the antibacterial soap, sudsing it up and making sure I'm removing all the blood and plasma, and then rinsing it off, drying it off, and then applying that Aquaphor, but only once that first day. 24 hours later, or when I wake up that next day, what I recommend doing is washing your tattoo with the antibacterial soap and then drying it. But don't apply any type of Aquaphor or any type of products at all. You just want to wash it and make sure that it is a clean surface. Then once you're done washing it, you want to grab your Sanaderm and you're going to be applying it right over that new tattoo. But a key thing to this is the making sure that you're putting that Sanaderm over a clean surface. Make sure you're really washing that tattoo well and drying it off. You want to remove all the oils, any type of soap residue, any type of anything. You just really want it to just be the tattoo, clean skin, and then you go and apply the Sanaderm. A lot of times people will end up getting reactions from a product like Sanaderm, and yes, it could be from the adhesive, but it could also be trapped soap residue, green soap residue, trapped oils, or whatever the case may be underneath of that tattoo, irritating the skin, and that's what causes that, you know, flare up. So you really want to make sure you're starting off with a clean surface. When applying the Sanaderm, if you need help, get somebody else to apply the Sanaderm for you, or if it's in an area to where you could easily apply it yourself, then that's great. Make sure you're cutting a little bit of excess, you know, more than, you know, you don't want to be cutting it the exact size of your tattoo. You always want to give yourself a little bit more to cover over the skin, making sure that not only it covers the tattoo, but also make sure that, you know, the area is a little bit more shaved, because you don't want to end up getting any type of, you know, hair tugs from the Sanaderm, because that's painful as it is. But yeah, once the Saniderm is applied, then realistically, you don't have to do much after that. You leave it on there for about 5 days, no more and no less. And once you're done having that Saniderm on for 5 days, you end up removing it. But when you remove the Saniderm, you don't want to just be peeling it off like a sticker, for example. You really want to be pulling it off like you see right here. You want to be pulling down, making the Saniderm end up kind of almost like coming off of the skin in this type of way. It's really hard to explain, but the reason why you want to do it this way is because if you go and remove the Saniderm wrong, it can extract scabs and ink out of your tattoo and realistically causing damage. So you want to be really careful when removing it. And once you remove the Saniderm, I recommend doing it in like, say, like a shower or something like that, because at this point of the tattoo, it's pretty much healed for the most part, so you don't have to worry about having that direct water contact like we talked about earlier. Having direct water on that tattoo now, it's pretty much healed. That top layer is good. And also the Saniderm and that hot steam from the shower will end up helping loosen up that adhesive, so it's less painful than you know, if you were to do it dry, because I did it dry before and a lot of people were saying like, what are you doing? Get in the shower, remove it that way. And it really does make all the difference when removing that Saniderm. Now, depending on you and your body and where the tattoo is done, it might flake and it might not. For the most part, when I use Saniderm, every single time I took it off at that 5-day mark, the tattoo would be flaky. And so what I would do is remove the Saniderm, wash the tattoo with the antibacterial soap, making sure I, you know, give it a good wash, drying it off with some brand new paper towels, and then getting an all-natural tattoo moisturizer. Like, I use Evolve Tattoo Balm. It's all natural, cruelty-free, vegan, and it has a UV protection in there, and it's specifically formulated for tattoos. So after, you know, your tattoo being under that Saniderm for like 5 days, it's gonna need that moisture. So applying a moisturizer to the tattoo is just setting up that ink for success. Now with the second skin healing process, let's go over some of the pros that I found and that people say are, you know, pros when it comes to using this type of product. The first pro, I gotta say, tattoos, they heal a lot faster when using a second skin type of product. You know, not only does the tattoo just have a chance of just healing and doing its own thing, but it's not being disturbed by, like, say, like the traditional method when you go and you have to keep touching it 3 times a day and you're kind of disturbing the skin. With the second skin, those products, they kind of just, you know, you set it and forget it, and then your body naturally heals it faster, from my experience. Another huge pro in my experience is that it's just so low maintenance. You know, from healing my tattoos using the traditional way for so many years and then switching over to like the Saniderm second skin, once you put that second skin on day 2, like I mentioned a little while ago, it's kind of, you set it and forget it. It's on there for 5 days, you remove it, moisturize it, and then you're pretty much done. You don't have to really worry about anything else. Another pro is that second skin acts as like a shield around your tattoo. So it's perfect for people that are like working out in like harsh environments, mechanics, you know, any type of like construction guys. You don't have to really worry about your tattoo getting damaged or anything like getting on it when you have a second skin product on it. It's just awesome. Now, some of the cons. The main con that I would say is that a lot of people, they have allergic reactions to the Saniderm or to the adhesive, which if you have that allergic reaction, you just obviously can't use these types of products. Now, I will say, don't just, you know, get worried and say like, oh, you know, I might have an allergic reaction, I'm not going to test it out. I always recommend testing out the second skin products, cutting a little piece and applying it to a little piece of your skin somewhere, leave it on there for a few minutes. If you end up getting any type of reaction on the skin, chances are Saniderm or second skin products might not be good for you. But if it works out fine, then you're good. The other con from my experience, I will say that if your second skin starts to like peel on specific areas, like I had it on my knee before and it started to peel and it was kind of annoying, and I was also worried at the fact that the second skin was peeling. I mean, a lot of these products, they have a lot of, you know, movement, and they're very flexible and they have good elasticity. But when it comes to like certain parts of the body, I found that, you know, second skin products aren't really that good, and it was probably just better to use like a traditional way of healing for like, say, like a knee or like an arm, certain parts of the body that bend a lot. And another con, if it ever does peel and you end up getting any type of water inside of the tattoo, like when you're showering or whatever, if that's the case, you're realistically supposed to be taking off the sanded completely. And then according to Second Skin products, they say to not go and apply a new piece of Second Skin, because it could cause damage to the tattoo, and you're kind of like, you have to go back to the traditional way of healing. So that was always a big con for me too, because there was a couple times where I ended up getting water underneath of the tattoo or underneath of the sand from, you know, a shower or whatever, and it didn't cause me any problems. But from my knowledge of using these types of products, it's recommended to not, you know, keep that sanded on, or to go and apply a new layer of it. So that was a big con for me too. Now remember, every tattoo and every person is different, and one tattoo healing method might not work for, you know, the next person. Everybody is different. So find what tattoo healing method works well for you and just stick to it. Or, you know, listen to your tattoo artist. They should be giving you instructions on how to heal their types of tattoos. And realistically, I always recommend to listen to your artist on what they instruct you on how to heal your tattoos. But these two healing methods, I have no complaints with them, besides the cons. Now I recommend you checking out this video over here. It's my tattoo aftercare routine on how I keep my tattoos looking awesome for years to come. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.